If you ever try researching and buying an IEM, you know how difficult and annoying it is trying to compare different recommendations from different reviewers, different sites, different lists. So today I'm gonna try to break it down and see if some of these lists are overhyped, correctly justified in the placing, or maybe they're a bit outdated. And today we're going to be using one of the most common and popular sites that people use when it comes to getting recommendation, help, and that is Reddit, of course, or more specific, Reddit Recs. For those who never heard of Reddit Recs, it basically takes all the data from the posts, impressions, reviews of an IEM, and then basically ranks it based off of how positive the sentiment is of that IEM. And we're gonna see if that ranking is overhyped, unjustified, or a bit inaccurate, or maybe it could be accurate as well. It's also split into different categories, which is awesome. So we're gonna start off with the budget kings. And right off the bat, at number 1, we have the 7Hz Clinical 02s. Now, do I think this is the number one at $20? No, definitely not. You have a lot of better options if you just want an all-rounder. You got the True 2s. I'm surprised the True 2 is actually not even top 10. Yeah, that's pretty surprising. Maybe it's just that Moondrop has a horrible rec when it comes to QC on Reddit. But I mean, sound wise, I would definitely take the True 2 over the 02s. And then of course, you got the Bunnies, you got the EW100, you got all the KZ stuff that are very cheap and arguably just as good, but a lot cheaper, right? So this is definitely not very accurate for number 1 placing. It's a decent IEM, not the most technical, but if you want a good low end, this is a good, budget base IEM. I think it's just very popular, which is why it got influenced and the weighting kind of tipped it way up on the scale on the ranking. But yeah, I would put this maybe number 10. And then at the number 2 spot, we got the Caffeine Clean, which is not under $20. This is very good for 35 or 30 or how much it is when it goes on sale. But yeah, this is not under $20, so yeah. But at number 3, Reddit Rec does redeem itself with the Bunny. This is a very good budget IEM. You can get this for under $20 on sale, so this is pretty accurate. And overall, if you want an all-rounder that's also pretty clean, has the EQ options with the app, pretty technical for the price, pretty smooth for the price as well, this is a very solid recommendation. I would say this is a solid top 3 for sure. Next at number 4, we have the Truth Dare Gate, and this is pretty solid as an all-rounder. I think this is actually top 5, so this is actually pretty accurate. You can put the True 2 above it, you can put the Bunny, the Zero Ultimas above it. This coming at number 4 or even number 5 is pretty accurate. I just think the number of users might be throwing off the site's, algorithm, data, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, number 4, no complaints. Then after that, we have the EDC Pro at number 5. Now, value-wise, these are very good at $5 on sale, 3 times cheaper or 4 times cheaper versus retail than the other IEMs. They're fairly similar in the performance. You can make the argument that the QC isn't as good because it's KZ. Overall, no complaints if you put the EDC Pro in top 10. 5 might be a little bit high, but it is what it is. Considering they put the freaking Keto Ito at number 7, which is $200. So yeah, the site is definitely not the most accurate. The Gale at number 6, Gale's not making top 10 in my opinion. The IM4, I don't know what that's doing here. Yeah, the Warner 2 should be a lot higher. I would probably place content top 6 or top 8. But, number 10, I'm not too mad about that. And then they got the KZ Caster, the Harman Target version, which is the worst version. The Shouty Bright version at number 12. The Caster Pro Base Edition or the Caster Base Edition should be probably top 10, maybe even top 6, top 8. I don't even see that in here. So overall, the list is pretty hit or miss, I would say, because it's pretty inaccurate with a lot of the IEMs. They do have some accurate ones, but if you're just coming to this blind and you see some of the, you might get fooled by the rankings, what I'm trying to say. So yeah, take this with a grain of salt. But moving on, we got the $20 to $50 price range or the budget endgame range. And right off the bat, they have the Clinical 02s again. Yo, Crint, are you paying these guys? Why is this here again? Okay, this is obviously a bit sketchy already, but then number 2 spot, they got the Cleans at number 2. Debatable. Yeah, top 5 for under 50. I can see that. Top 5 for the Clean. The Bunny, I wouldn't say it's top 5. Vivas is pretty good. Vivas is probably top 5. Number 4, no complaints for the Vivas at number 4. This is basically a mini EW300. So yeah, it's a pretty good all-rounder. And then at number 5, you have the True 2 DSP. Okay, this shouldn't be on here because you can just get the True 2 and then that would be in the sub $20 price range, which it wasn't mentioned on. So I don't know what's happening with the site, but yeah, after that we got the Cadenza. Okay, I guess Cadenza, it is $30 IEM, so it's more competitive with the $25 range. If you can get on sale for 25, I think it's pretty good, but at around 50 bucks, you can definitely get better stuff than the Cadenza. And then the Cadenza 2, I'm gonna say this is probably like a top 15 under 50. And number 7 might be a little bit high because it can get a little bit sharp, and it's also a bit lean in the overall sound. It's not a good all-rounder. And after that, they have the Chew 2 at number 8. Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely. I don't know what's happening with the site. This is not very accurate. Chew 2 is not making the top 15 under $50 in my opinion. Celeste Wyvern Black, this is very overpriced, should not be making top like 20 in my opinion. This is like a $20 IEM in terms of performance. You can just get the Chew 2 in my opinion. It just looks nice, that's why people like it, but yeah, not the best value. And then the Warner 2 again at number 11. And then, oh, they got the Caster Pro Bass now, number 12. Okay, wow. Yeah, I don't know how serious I should take the list, because they got the PRX, EDC Pro, they're missing a lot of the newer IEMs, the Lua Ultra, the Clean SV. They got the Clean, which is nice. I would say the KZ Zenith is probably up there as well, under $50. The Tangzhou Yuxianji is also pretty good if you want a airy, smooth listen. And then for Moondrop, I would also take the original Land over the Chew 2. It's a slightly better driver, slightly more technical than the Chew 2, slightly smoother overall, right? They're also missing the SimGot EW200, which is like one of the best value when it came out. It's a pretty good value. So the list is definitely a bit off. The first 1, 2, 3 is like the same, and then you got the Chew 2 coming in, and then you got the just a lot of like random stuff, like the Gate is back, the EDC Pro is back in there. So yeah, definitely take this with a grain of salt. That aside, at around $50 to $100, we have the mid-range rankings. And starting off, we have the RDT10s, the original version. This is starting off very good because this is a very good value IEM for like, you can get these for $50. Very technical for the price. Maybe a bit high, I would say probably top 5 considering the value. It's not the best when it comes to the timbre. The treble can be a bit sizzly and sharp. Then in the number 2 spot, we got the Truth or Pure. Okay, this is very questionable. I expect the Hexa to be like top 5, and then the Pure is here, which is a worse version technical wise of the Hexa, worse value. It is smoother. Like if you want a scaling IEM that's pretty good for vocals, this would be okay, but at around like $80-$90 you can get much better stuff. I think the Hexa would probably be like a better options. If you're gonna put a Truthier IEM in this price range, it would be the Hexa. But at number 3, we have the Truthier Blue OG. This should not be even here. This should be in the $20 to $50 price range. For what you're getting, you can just get better stuff with the EW300, the Defiant, you know, you got the Hexas even, EA500LM, you know, EG280s. Number 4, we have the SimGot EW300. This is pretty good. I would put these top 3 in my opinion. Maybe even okay, not number 1, but okay, maybe top 5. Top 5 is pretty solid for EW300. I think this is pretty accurate, very good all-rounder, pretty versatile with the tuning switches. You can make it warmer, also pretty technical for the price as well. So I am pretty happy with it being at number 4 spot. But at number 5, we have the Juizier Defiant. This is a bit high, number 5. It's a decent IEM. It's a slight V-shape all-rounder, pretty fun in the sound, can be a bit sharp at times, and the QC is pretty bad. My first unit had a pretty bad channel imbalance. Second unit, zipper case broke in like 2 weeks. So yeah, you know, Sci-Fi QC, whatever. But overall sound, I'm gonna say top 10. Number 5 is a bit high, but I'm not gonna like go after you if you put a number 5, right? So I guess it's fine. After that, we got the Lecture S08 at number 6. So this is a nicher IEM. This is like a higher scaling, bassy, darker IEM. Number 6 is a bit high. I'm gonna say probably top 15 if you do like that sound. And after that, we got the Hexas at number 7. This is actually a pretty accurate placement. I would probably put Hexa like top 10 maybe. So number 7, pretty accurate, no real complaints. Still a good, neutral, clean, kind of balanced IEM. However, placing the Truthier Zero Red at number 8 is a bit delusional. Like how this is like not even making top 10. Okay, maybe top 10 under $50, but yeah, number 8 is definitely, if it's under 100, probably like top 20. F1 Pros at number 9 is pretty solid because it's basically a slightly more expensive version and slightly more detailed version of the T10s. However, putting the Shure SC215 Pro at 10 is very outdated. I think it's just old popular IEM, that's why it's here. But yeah, this is not it. KZ AM16, never heard this, so I can't talk too much about it. The KZ PRX, nope, this is not even making the top 10, even under $50. It's just way too like sharp and peaky. The LCAE number 13, this is actually pretty solid. This is basically a slightly more technical version of the cleans. Then after those, we got the EG280s at number 14, which is a bit low. This should be like top 5, in my opinion. Very good all-rounder, pretty fun, musical, also technical, also pretty smooth. A bit bright leaning, but I think if you're not blasting these are going to be fine. Very good for gaming, very enjoyable for music. Value wise, pretty good as well. So yeah, this is very low at 14. This should be like at least top 10, maybe in my opinion top 5. Again, this is why you can't trust the list too much, because it's very hit or miss, especially if it's like posting the data of just like all the Reddit stuff. But yeah, let's move on to the next category. All right, moving under $200, we have the full Explorer at number 1. Okay, even though I highly recommend the Explorer as a high scaling, bassy, smooth listen immersion set, this is not a number 1 IEM under $200. I'm sorry, that's not number 1. I would put it in probably like top 10. Yeah, probably top 10. If you want a high scaling set, it is very good. But as a all-rounder from like a value perspective, in terms of detail, technical performance, at number 1 is definitely a bit overhyped. And then at number 2, we got the EW300. Again, this is top 15 under 200. Top 15 seems pretty reasonable because there are a lot of great IEMs under 200, especially with all the new planars that just came out. So EW300, top 15, I think is still pretty, debatable because of the value proposition. But at number 2 is definitely way off. This is not number 2 IEM. I am sorry. It's a good IEM, good value, but under 200, this is a bit overhyped. Then at number 3, we have the SIMGOT EM6L. So if you EQ, you can argue this is number 1. Like with EQ, this is probably one of the smoothest IEMs for like what, $120, even $100 on sale. Number 3 is definitely a bit high if it's stock. I'm gonna say top 10 for the EM6L because of the EQ potential. Next, at number 4, we got the GOAT, the Super Mix 4. This in my opinion is definitely top 3 or even top 5, at least top 5. So at number 4, the Super Mix 4 is pretty justified. I think it could be a bit higher given the value you're getting for the performance. It's a great all-rounder, it's pretty smooth, it's very technical, it does everything very well, and there's not much of like a fault with the IEM. I guess it is kind of Harman. All right, next we got the Meze Albas. Okay, personally I love these fit super comfy. Like they fit me like a glove. I can wear these for like 8 hours a day, no issue. Very smooth in the sound. Now at number 5, it is a bit high because for a single DD, I think it could be cheaper, right? So value proposition wise, it's a bit high. But if you love the comfort like me, I'm gonna say at least like top 10. In my opinion, this is probably like number 10 spot. And basically, this is like a slightly comfier version of the Daybreaks. And speaking of the Daybreaks, it is not even on the list. Like I'm trying to look for it. It's not even in the top 15, which is very weird. Number 6 is KZ Caster Pro Harman Target with improved bass version. Okay, $119. Where are you finding these? Right away, this is not accurate. Obviously, Caster Pro is $20, $25, maybe even $30. Like maximum price. You can find these for under $20. I think they meant the Hydro if you want like a slightly bassier dynamic all-rounder. But yeah, this is definitely not accurate. And then the SC215 Pro from Shard, this is outdated. Diablo MP145. Okay, MP145 in my opinion is like top 15 at least. So at number 16, I guess that's decently accurate. And then the Diablo's a bit too high at number 15. Diablo is more of a niche bassy scaling set. Diablo may be like top 20, top 25. So again, once again, the list is not very accurate. All right, lastly, we got the IEMs past $200. Hopefully, Reddit Rex can redeem itself. Number 1 under 500, Astro is definitely a bit overhyped. It is a very good value IEM. Don't get me wrong, very good all-rounder. But I can think of a lot of better stuff under 500. So this is definitely overhyped at number 1. I'm going to say probably top 15 under 500, top 5 under 300, 400, top 5. Similarly, at number 2, the Odyssey 2 is also very, very overhyped. Not number 2 at all, past 200. This is probably like top 25 under 500, maybe if it's lucky. So yeah, definitely definitely too high on the list. Ooh, original Odysseys at number 3. Okay, this is definitely top 3 under $300. But past 200 under 500 is a top 3. Oh, I'm gonna say top 10. under 500, but definitely top 3 because value wise it is still very good. There are just much better technical IEMs you can get under $500. Ooh, okay, the Menger Top Pros on number 4. Wait, Top Pros number 4 is actually pretty based ranking because yeah, no, definitely top 5 under 500. You got the Rockies, you got the Top Pro, T-Pro SCs, you can even throw in the High Form Mark 2s, you got the Mega 5 ESC7. So yeah, you can definitely make the argument for the Top Pros being top 5 under 500. So this is actually pretty accurate. However, the Performer 7 at number 5, what are we doing? This is not a top 20 IEM under $500. I am sorry, Full fans. Maybe top 10 under 300 if you like a neutral kind of sound, but even then you can find better stuff in my opinion. And this IEM is just way overhyped in general. I don't know how it got so hyped. I think it's pretty mid IEM overall. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but for the amount of hype that it's getting, it is definitely yeah, not number 5 under $500. I am sorry. But the ZGAT Horizons at number 6 is actually pretty base. So the Horizons are basically a kind of like a slightly bright leaning balanced all-rounder set and very technical for the price. One of the best, I guess, like bang for your buck IEM you can get at around $350. At number 6, I think this is actually a pretty good spot. I would personally place it top 10 in my opinion. So at number 6, pretty solid. But moving on, we got the Punch Audio Martellos, which is a bass head, slight V-shape kind of sound under 500. Number 7 is definitely a bit high. I'm gonna say maybe top 15, even though I am a bass head. You can find better all-rounders, more refined and more technical stuff for cheaper or around the same price. Then at number 8, we got the T-Pro SC. This is a pretty fair spot. I'm gonna say probably top 5 for the T-Pro SCs. But if you put it number 8, I'm not gonna be mad. It's still a pretty good all-rounder. Then after those, we got the T-Pros, original ones, at number 9. Okay, I think the T-Pros probably like number 11 or 12, maybe like high 10s. Number 9 slightly high, but you know, if you like a bassy sound, I can see you putting it number 10 or number 9. So okay, after that we got the High 4 Mark 2s. Okay, if they put the original High 4s here, I would be completely fine with that number 10s. However, the High 4 Mark 2s definitely should be higher. In terms of pure performance, the value you are getting is pretty insane. This is basically a $1 IEM for half the price in terms of details. So value alone should be at least top 5, maybe top 8. I get it, it is on the brighter leaning side. Some people might not like, you know, the, I guess, more energetic and leaner sound, but minimum number 6 I would say. So this is a bit low for the High 4 Mark 2s, but I guess top 10 is fine. It's still top 10. After that, we got the Orchestra Lite at number 11. Definitely not, especially with the newer revisions, which is like a side V shape. They, I guess, silently retuned it. So this is not even top 25 anymore. Brain Damage number 12. Hell no. This is a 25, maybe 25 if on a good day, maybe 25 or maybe 20 on a good day. 12 is definitely way too high. This is way overhyped. I don't know why Mark overhyped this. I think it's just because he has older years. He doesn't hear the higher energy in the Brain Damage, which is why I called it the Brain Damage, because of the, you know, higher upper mid tilt. But yeah, definitely not top 12. And then Daschenko is not number 13. This is like, again, top 20, top 25 maybe. This is a good base IEM under 300, but not under 500. And then you have the i600 at number 14. Actually not too bad. If you get these on sale, I'm gonna say top 15 because the performance, the technicality is very detailed, very, I guess, like good resolving in the transients, in the resolution. But you know, stock retail is very pricey, overpriced in my opinion. And then we have the ZGAT Lunas at number 16. These are very good if you can get the warm airy version. I know earlier they had like a slightly vocal boosted version of the Lunas, but if you do get the warmer, airier version, the dreamy version, I'm gonna say top 15 for Lunas. Very musical IEMs. And after that, you got the Condensa 4 and some other stuff. Volume S at number 21. Yeah. So the list is definitely a bit off, not a bit. Like, it's definitely more accurate than the other ones, but again, you got the Astros, the Odyssey 2s, the OGs, and you know, top 3 under 500, which is a bit questionable. There's no Estrella. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the list is definitely hit or miss. They do got some good stuff on there, but in general, I would not trust Reddit Rex. This is a not too accurate ranking list. But yeah, aside from that, my throw is completely gone. Let me know if you like these type of videos. Maybe I'll do this but with like another reviewer's tier list, see if it's accurate, you know, see if they're just like shilling stuff or whatever. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. and I will see you guys in the next one.
Special thanks to Mr. Dom Q, Zenu, B. Urak, Walker Standard, User, Scressa, Guava Juice Bane, Polly J, Mr. Gorilla, CT Jax, Henry Claudia, Son of a Horse, 777ZK, PM The Wizard, Obi, Triple Well Extended, Mad Herc, TR8, Shembakle, FKSRG, Cousin Fat Fat, Tomat Pat for Shake, Twale, Addy, Michael, Trackstar, Raphael, Ori, Ryan, Juniper, Nadim, Chimika, Raj, Javir, Gelbog, Ocean, BC Knight, AK131, Emin Gelato, Unbalanced, Vitor, Tuna, JRX, Samuel, John Simon, Archie, Forrest, Ninja Watcher, The Audio, Brendan Fish, Sir Eisen, JPLA, Partly Timed, Blue Nerd, ATGBB, Furuto, Geranium, Derek, Spinner, Samzi, Calvin, Raj, Kolar, Yaboy, Revolution, Suli, Call Me Blue, Etune, Sachin, Grizzly, Leanne, No Q, Jose J, Scafrog, Jeffrey, Mark M, and DR613. Thank you guys so much for the support.